Hey, very, very good Saturday morning. Aloha, one and all. Thank you very much for being with us. And you are dialed into the Veterans Movement Radio program. Can somebody give us a little love to say hello? Good morning. Hello. Hey, we have the entire zip code in the studio today, don't we, fellas?
Yeah.
And listen, let's just jump right on in. I'm going to turn it over to C Square for a little bit of an intro.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a preview. What's happening, Chris Connor?
Not too much, thanks, RH. Basically, like you said, man, we got the. I mean, we're on
It's not the same
guys.
ring.
No, we're on an initial basis. When you get to know Rick Hamada, you go off initials. So thank you for that, first and foremost, RH.
It is a pleasure.
Yeah, we got a group here today. You know, it's not just Tony, Corey, Rustin, and myself. We got Jason and Adam. Really want to push that the veterans movement is truly about, the people who are involved, not just us four, but anytime you guys got something that you want to bring up, we want to get you guys on the show. Today we got Adam Larimer, United States Navy, in full uniform. If I can paint that picture.
All right, man. It's good to see you, Adam, man. We're in the
Good to be here.
It's the camouflage where we blend in with submarines. I mean, you guys probably thought you had a submarine in the studio today, but it's Adam. So, yeah, we're excited.
I've been dieting, so it's working out.
It's all G. It's all G. Let's go around the table, man. Let's start with Corey. A little bit of love to kind of set things up for us,
Good
man.
morning. Happy Saturday.
You're gonna have to get cozy. You gotta get cozy with Chris over there, man.
It gets dangerous, bro. Look at his eyes.
We're sharing a mic today, so every time Corey speaks, I'm going to kiss his cheek.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna bow out there. I'm feeling a little nervous right now.
Tell us about, real quickly, what you do and how your business affects the lives of veterans everywhere.
I'm a disabled combat veteran. I was in the Army for 8 years. I got out, decided that buying real estate was one of the best things I ever did for myself, with the help of Tony Diaz and a few others. Got involved in the business myself, and we help other veterans purchase homes in the land that they defend.
Amen. Gotcha. Let's go over to Rustin.
Good morning. My name is Rustin Tong, real estate agent with Keller Williams, and just join these guys on a quest to change the world, man. We really believe in our hearts that what we're doing is going to shape our generation. So we're about changing people and helping others. So
Excellent. Jason, jump on.
Good morning, I'm Jason Scott. I'm an active duty platoon sergeant in the United States Army, and I just believe in what these guys are doing, and I'm here to help promote what they're doing, and I'm just passionate about it.
Beautiful. We do appreciate you joining us not too long ago. That was awesome. That was tremendous. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and dads,
Adam
just
Larimer.
for you, Mr. Diaz. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rick. I'm Tony Diaz, prior service U.S. Marine, and educator of the VA Home Loan Benefit, which is my passion of educating veterans so that they can make the most intelligent decision they could possibly do, which is owning part of the country they've defended.
There you have it. Can't think of a better way to start a morning off. Listen, can we jump on in? I know that Adam is in studio with us. He probably has to be back somewhere in like the next 10 minutes, so we'll keep him here for 20 if that's all right.
Yeah, that's great. Adam's actually got to get back to doing nothing.
But I'm running late for that, so let's see what he's
running
on.
late for nothing. I can say that I'm a prior Navy sailor, so I can get away with it. You guys just make sure you keep your mouth shut. Yeah, so anyways,
There is a contrast between the blue camouflage uniform that Adam has on and this green camouflage uniform that Jason Scott has on.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
It's a little
bit.
One of them has a little dirt on it.
His boots are dirtier than that, for sure.
The other one's only allowed to be above the surface of the water for 15 minutes a day, like Ariel from Little Mermaid.
This is definitely not a Go Navy beat Army type situation here.
One thing I want
to sing there.
the beautiful thing, whenever you can get Ariel from Little Mermaid in a group like this involved, Corey, congratulations. That was pretty good.
All we were missing is Rustin dancing. A full Disney show here.
Little Mermaid on ice is just a frozen mermaid, bro. It doesn't go anywhere.
Or very high strung.
So I just want to make sure we thank everybody who's been involved. Jason Scott's really stepped up the social media side of the veterans movement. He's kind of spearheading that.
Yeah.
So thank all our listeners for all the comments, all the likes, everything. Jason Scott's brought Instagram, Twitter. We're actually videoing this studio session as it's going to be going on YouTube. So, make it easier for our listeners who aren't able to tune in every Saturday morning to catch up with that on the Facebook page. Again, if you have Facebook, go to the Veterans Movement and give us a like, give us a comment. The show is not just about us, it's about you guys and what's important to you in your service. So
There's-
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Before we jump with Adam, there's been a lot of traffic on the Facebook page. Thank goodness for all that, and many thanks again.
Yeah.
And one of the most recent entries was just a eliciting response and comments about recent statements made by the president. And I think the exchange that's online, I think it's healthy, it's compelling and all that, and that's what we're looking for, right, guys?
Absolutely. It makes the world spin, Rick.
Yeah, so don't be shy. Jump on in and post anything else that you might like, as Chris said. I'm sorry, as C said.
I thought you were mad at me there for a
Not at
second.
all. I wouldn't go that way. But go ahead and do all of that and more, and we'd love to see more of that. So let's talk about Adam, about how what brings us all together today.
Yep.
Adam, first of all, good morning, bro. How are you?
It feels so good to be here, Rick. It's really good to be in the studio with these guys. It's great. Let's get this going.
Excellent. Tell us about yourself real quick.
So, Adam Larimer, I currently active duty in the Navy, and I met Chris about 3 years ago. We were on a submarine together, and he's since moved on to change the world in the civilian side, and I'm still doing my part in the military side.
Excellent.
And helping out when I can, so it's good to be here.
Where do you hail from originally?
Originally from Michigan, and they've got a little bit more snow than we do, but about the same amount of sunshine right now.
Oh, that's.
How about debt? How do they equate to us in that department?
In debt? Yeah, I think they're more in debt.
Oh.
Where did that come from?
I was just curious.
Yeah, give me props for answering that. I don't know where it came
That was
from.
good.
That was weird.
I think
Wow.
I think what Chris is trying to say, for the amount of money Chris is paying for his house, he could probably buy a town in Michigan.
Actually, I put the workers back to work at the big three.
Yeah.
What's that?
You might go to Detroit and put the workers back to work at the big three.
Maybe at this point. That was very well done, though. Very well done, Adam. Family-wise, tell us about your mom and dad and the rest of your family.
Mom and Dad, I've got an older brother and an older sister, and they, everything you see right now is all due to them. Nothing about me is original. I'm all from my interactions with those people, and they really shaped me to be who I am. And you know, it's unfortunate I'm 5,000 miles away from them, but in a room like this and with the network we have, it's kind of, you have your own little family out here in Hawaii. You know, your ohana and stuff. So
Yeah.
it feels good. You know, I miss them a lot, but it's good to be here out here with these good people.
I bet. You're around Detroit or Grand Rapids?
South of Grand Rapids, right on the Indiana border there, about 2 hours south of Grand Rapids.
Oh, is that right? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did you enter into military service? What was the compelling reason?
You know, I wanted to join the military right out of high school and wanted to give the college thing a try, so I put that on the back burner for a little while, and that itch kind of still burned inside of me, so college wasn't working out, so I said, I'm here to help people, and the military is the way to go for that, so I enlisted in the Navy, and no regrets since then.
Excellent.
I love it. Brought me here to Hawaii, so I can't complain too
There
much.
you go. How many years service now?
About 8.5.
Yeah.
Yep. Got
Here?
a couple years left, and then I'm hoping to separate and then join these guys full time and keep this move forward.
No kidding!
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes.
All right. As you know, the most important question that we ask here on the program is, do you play golf?
I love to play golf. Golfing is something I do with a few barley pop sodas from time to time.
Understand.
Yeah.
You are going to fit right in. No, anyway.
These guys, we just mesh. That's how we get along so well together.
Adam, are you going to mention that you live on a golf course as well? That's got to come out.
I mean, I think we were going to talk about it with Chris,
Yeah.
but he opened my eyes to the home buying experience, and I am very fortunate enough to live in a resort and on a golf course.
We love that. Tell us how this all started as far as your quest for home ownership. What was your first thought, Adam, of what you needed to do, and what was your knowledge about being able to purchase a home as a United States military member?
Well, I'll answer the knowledge part first,
Okay.
and that was zero. I knew nothing about it. Chris approached me, and he said, hey, you know, have you ever thought about buying a home? Pay your own mortgage, man. Don't pay someone else's. And I looked at him right into his eyes, and I said, Chris, I've only had pots and pans for a month, dude. I'm not ready to buy a house. And, you know, he opened my eyes to it. He really did. And you've heard it before on the show. And all they want to do is it's all about an education. You do your homework, and they get you an education. And I sat down with Chris a couple times in his office, and he just presented the facts to me. He said, this is what it's going to look like, and it's not a burden. It's you look at it down the road, and when he breaks it down the way he does, it makes sense. And it made sense for me, so I made the plunge, and I couldn't be happier about it.
I think it made more than sense for Adam. I think it made dollars, if I'm
Set
not
you up for
mistaken.
that, bro.
Yeah. So if I think we were talking about that. The amount of equity he's gained over the years is phenomenal. So we couldn't have been more happy. But Adam and I, like he mentioned, we served on a submarine together, and him and I got along real well. He's a very sarcastic guy, and he seemed like he didn't have a problem getting in trouble, so I said, hey, we should hang out. And so we got along well in the Navy, and when I got out and I met with Tony and I became a member of Tony and Veterans United, I needed Adam to come in so I could practice being a loan officer. I said, hey, man, let me run your credit report and see how that goes.
That's a natural extension of having a couple of beers the night before. Hey, let me run your credit report.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. So I worked on actually becoming a loan officer. He was actually one of my test clients, and he told me, Chris, there's a 3% chance of me buying a home, just so you know. I mean, you can practice on me, pretend to be your client and everything else. And then, I think it was about 2 months later, we're sitting at an escrow table when he's signing his closing docs. And it makes, you can't sit through a seminar and not be inclined to want to buy after hearing all the facts, you know what I mean? And it made sense for Adam at the time, and here he is, we couldn't be more happy with a client like him.
Well, Tony, this sounds just exactly what the intent is of not only the seminars, but the education that goes on at Veterans United on a regular basis. You got to be thrilled with this story.
Oh, definitely. It's how I met Corey. It's how I met Chris. It's how I met Rustin. And it's how I met Adam. And Jason has yet to come to a seminar, but he does, he knows a lot about the deal. But he doesn't know everything yet. But he's going to come to the seminar and get blown away, I'm sure, very soon. So, yeah, I couldn't be happier. This is what it's all about.
Yeah.
You go out and you give something of value to these men and women who are serving the country, and then they can make a decision whether or not buying today makes sense or not. And if it doesn't, at least they have the education to prepare themselves for the future. And then I get to meet some amazing people who luckily want to join up and partner up and do things to better the lives of our fellow veterans.
And on the education point, too, Adam, what's your rank right now in the Navy?
E6.
How much more do you make than the other E6 who are stuffed into a one-bedroom apartment over in Pearl City? Same amount?
Yeah.
Same amount
Yeah,
of money every
yeah.
month? It's the education, man. That's really all it is. There's no difference between Adam's E6 and another guy's E6 who's struggling. It's that education that bridges that gap. We've harped on that time after time on this show.
Right.
And we're going to continue to do it because that's really the leaping point for that. Chris's dad, same thing. Did he change? Did he get a promotion at work? Did he get a second job? No. But you heard it a couple weeks ago, last week? We talked about your dad buying his first house and now on to a second house. And his life is drastically changed. And the crux point is the education of it. And that's why we're going to continue to talk about it.
Yeah, but the other part, let me just add, is it's also the action and the advocacy part. Because once you do get the education, then you have the pragmatic, fundamental things you got to take care of. You got to have a credit score. You got to have et cetera, all the qualification. And you guys literally hold the hands of those that come in and say, listen, we're going to show you, we're going to guide you. You've got a partnership here. You're not a customer.
Right.
You're not a client. You're part of our effort to make sure that your life gets better. And it's about as valiant of a cause as you can think of, Rustin.
That's exactly right, Rick, because it's about being a family. And, I mean, Tony hit it on his head. When you look across the table, he's touched all of our lives. And I know, like I speak for myself, you can't thank the man enough. And we're on video, so I won't hug him on video, but after the show, I will. But he's really has touched all of our lives. And when you do that, now we are empowered to go out and touch other people's lives. And it's the influence that he has had on us, bar none. You cannot you can't discredit that. He really has affected us. So I wanted to just say thank you, and I love you on open air, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, buddy. Some may call that a movement.
Yeah.
I think I just had a move.
Well, you can get it on the same
Restroom break?
Wow.
Taking a restroom break?
We went from a moment of love and affection, and we're down in the third stall on the right. How does that happen?
We
with
have
this
to get that out.
Right track, wrong train.
The love is cool and everything, but let's go back to.
Oh my goodness
Talk
gracious.
about weights.
It's good though, because you hit on the head, right? They all of us take the client or the family from start to the end. It's not, okay, you got your credit's trashed, see you later. No, they repair it, they get everything straightened out, and you pair it up with your loan officer and also your real estate agent, and you go through the entire process. And there's times, I'm sure, when Adams was going through his purchase, that he had second thoughts, and it's that reassurance and being that steadfast individual that saying, look, here are your options. and reassuring them that they are making the good decision and giving them all the information necessary for them to make that educated
Yeah.
decision.
I can assure you, as Adam's loan officer during the transaction, he never had second thoughts. I just want to put that out.
He had like 9 thoughts.
I want to clear that out.
Adam, we can
Well,
fix
I
it.
want to put out too, it doesn't just, to caveat to what Rustin was saying, it doesn't just end at the end of the transaction either. You know, Tony's more or less like my big brother, basically. Granted, he's only 5'2", so I mean, but he's my big. I look up to him. I look up to him.
There you go. Good, because you're right at the microphone, right where we need you.
But so it's family. It's about being a family. You know what I'm saying? He has that Ohana spirit that everyone talks about here. He truly that envelops him, or that he envelops that spirit. Basically, is the best way I can put it out there.
Yeah. Echo all of that. Absolutely.
I don't like Tony Diaz a lot.
Me neither. But we'll wait for our turn.
Not everybody likes him.
Sorry.
I think you love him. Come on, man.
And it's been a pleasure having Chris and Corey with us for these weeks. We wish you the best and aloha. Take care.
Starting a new homeless advocacy radio show right now.
I know that mom's listening, so Kano,
Yeah.
you'll be heading back with. No, I'm kidding.
No.
So Adam, can you tell us when was the day you started this process? How long ago did you first make the whole process begin?
It was sometime in probably January or February of 2013 or 2012, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and I started looking around and found a property I really, really liked, and it happened to be a short sale, so I knew it was going to be a little bit longer than normal, but it was. I saw the potential in the property, and the way Chris spoke and Rustin and a lot of the people that were involved with that, they said, you know, this will be worth waiting for. It really will. And so offer went in sometime in May, and it was actually in December that I got the keys. So like I said, it was a little longer,
Wow.
but it was so worth it. It really was. And the whole time, you know, Chris can tell you, I called him. I said, man, I don't know about this. I'm having, you know, the second thoughts he's talked about. And he said, bro, just sit through it. Sit through it. It'll be worth it. And it was. It really was.
So from the point of where the deal closed, your home closed, to where we are now, from a living standpoint, how has that changed for you? And from a financial investment standpoint, how have things gone for you to where we are now?
You know, Rick, it's scary because I look at that and, you know, signing those documents, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. But the way it was broke down to me is, well, you don't look at the actual amount of money. Look at your month to month that comes in and that goes out, and see how well that makes sense to you. And being married to this mortgage for 30 years is kind of it's kind of intimidating at times. But you know, if I can make my payment every month, no one's going to force me to sell it. So I have that property for as long as I live, and here I am defending this place. So I'm gonna own it, and it's gonna be mine.
Excellent. Love that.
And I think that's what our goal is when we meet with veterans is we want to take a veteran where we find them the way they are and release them better than what we found them. And I think if Adam looks back at where he was to where he is now, not only financially, but just being able to have a place he can call, this is mine. This isn't, something Navy's. It's not somebody else's. It's my place. And I think it was a good decision.
It really was. It's weird, you know, because when the dryer goes bad, you don't call your landlord and say, hey, you know, get the repair guy out here.
You call Tony.
You get Tony or you talk to Chris. You know, you're like, that VA loan covers repairs, right? No.
Do my lawn,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Do my lawn.
Yeah. You know, when I met Adam, and this is the thing with sailors, is Adam was he lived in Waikiki. You know, he rented there, and he was just basically set on it. And after exploring his options and realizing that there was a better investment, you know, out in Koalina, I never thought we'd be able to get Adam to live in Koalina away from the bars.
Neither did Adam. Adam didn't think that.
Adam didn't think that either, and that was a big concern. But, you know, at the end of it all, Adam got educated. It starts with a pre-approval. We basically lay it all out. If the numbers make sense to you, we move forward. But it's kind of like when you haven't worked out in a long time, right, Corey? And you go to the gym. I'm talking to everybody.
We're waiting. Continue. Let's go.
And it's on video, Chris. Wow.
This is going to be good.
No, it is.
Let me finish.
Oh, are you guys gonna
It's
argue
gonna
about
be
where
good.
you're vacationing next
No.
together?
It's gonna be good.
It's like,
So what is it?
It's like
You're
when
gonna
you
come
haven't
with
gone
it.
to the gym in a long time, and you work out, and you start feeling good about yourself again, and you get motivated in all different areas. It's the same thing with a pre-approval. I can't tell you how many of my clients come in, and they don't even know what their credit score is. I run their credit, I tell them what it is. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it was that high. Oh wow, and then boom. Wow, I can afford to buy this house, and then boom, they're calling me a year later. What's it look like if I want to turn this into a rental and buy the next one? And that was my father's story that I talked about last week. It all starts with coming in and getting educated, and it really does open up so many different avenues. It's not just a home purchase, it's really, enlightening these people, these veterans that we work with. So that's the cool part of it,
But it wasn't just you and Rustin that made this decision. It was Monkey Paw, Just Tacos.
Oh, man.
And all those other bars that are in Catalina.
Yeah.
And thanks for rattling all of them off, Tony.
There you
I don't know how I know that.
Yeah.
It must have been the receipts.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Monkey Paw, Just Tacos.
The Alani,
We'll be calling
which is a
it.
little strange, but
We'll
that's
be
all right.
calling.
Yeah,
I love it. We have just about a minute before we go to our bottom of the hour break, but want to turn it back over. Adam, some final thoughts, maybe some encouragement, maybe even some wisdom for our fellow veterans, for veterans who are dialed in right now, and how they can change their lives too.
I'll say this, Rick, is no one in this room right here is going to live forever, but all these guys, all they want to do is create something that possibly will. And that's the whole point of this veterans movement. That's what they do. That's what they're all about. And it's not something where we can come and talk for an hour on the radio, and then at the end of the day, it's like, forget those guys. It's the end of it. No, they eat, sleep, and breathe, educating veterans. And it shows because they're passionate about it. Day in and day out, they're passionate about it. So it's really good. If anyone's out there listening and you're on the fence about it, jump off the fence and run to Veterans United and educate yourself. Don't be on the fence. And if it works out for you, great. And if it doesn't, then you've got a couple friends that we can go play golf with. Worst case scenario, we've got some golfing buddies. So it's all good.
It's all about the seminars, and it's all about the education and disseminating that information. That's the goal of this program and more. But I know that seminars on a regular basis, next seminars that folks can take advantage of.
We actually have a seminar going on right now as we speak, so if you're near Waipio, go to Veterans United Home Loans of Hawaii. It started 20 minutes ago, so you missed out a little bit, but you can still benefit on the other hour and a half of it. And we'll get the upcoming seminars out there soon.
And we'll get that all posted. Facebook page, of course, is an important part of that.
Facebook,
Jason?
Twitter, Instagram.
Okay, sounds
YouTube,
good.
You name it.
First of all, I want to thank Adam very much for being with us.
Certainly.
Thank you, brother, for everything.
You bet. It's good to be here.
Spending time, and we'll be back with the movement right after this. You're dialed in to News Radio 830 KHVH. It's news time.